Right, so now I will add some like general video effects. I don't know what the right term for it, but using the grade anyway. So I'm going to mess with it while over here so we can see what's happening. So what I like to do is desaturate it a bit. So if we go all the way, it's just black and white, and if we oversaturate, it's like extra blue because there's some blue going on. So we just desaturate slightly, lower the contrast slightly. It feels like it's kind of a thick, like the water is absorbing some of this light a bit more. You got the fog, but like this just adds to the effect. And we can tint some stuff. Go easy on this stuff though, because it can start looking real weird. Like now those are blue. I don't know. Oh, that's the highlights, one of the shadows. Yeah, so you probably don't want it looking like that, but a little tint of blue just gives that effect. Oh, we probably want to do that again. There we go. So actually I'll bring in my Sentinel. That was probably around here somewhere. There it is. Whoa. Turn that glow off like that. Okay. Just so we have like some shadows down here as well to look at. So we can like make it more blue and stuff, but I like to keep it subtle. And on the midtones, the highlights you probably want to leave alone. And be careful of not making it too dark. Yeah, that's okay. And cool. So where's that grade? I just closed it. Okay. So one thing that would be cool is to have like some currents in the water that kind of warp the image. We can't do that, but we can do something similar. Pincushion. So that way it kind of pulls out the middle and the edges. You start seeing the corners, black edges. We go like that way, it's like pushing the middle in and pulling the outsides towards you, towards the screen. So we just have like a tiny bit of that, keep it subtle. Then I'm going to pin this to the screen and scale it up. So, but we want to if we put that to 0, then we use a keyframe to lower it. Then we can do the same effect we did before with these, and give it like a random change of that. We probably don't want any pause, and do you want it faster? Probably not. Probably do that, and that is the warping of that. Okay, so now you just get like a slight bit of warp to it on like the edges, as if like the water is affecting it. Now we probably don't want all those grades and those effects happening over here because you're not under the water. So let's just put that in our below water area. What's that fog? Oh, it's inside there. We can just, I'll probably leave that there actually. Okay, so now everything's fine. It doesn't pincushion it or anything. Then we go in here, and everything gets graded slightly blue, and we get some pincushioning. Just make that faster to make it clearer. Not that fast. And then when we go up here, don't have that pin cushioning when you go down here. We do. Cool. Okay. Also, you can play with some blurring effects. So we could have another keyframe, making it so that full, then it's really blurry. So if we look at that, we know that's meant to be crisp. So just slightly blurry, and then we grab that and we do that. Now it's going. Let's do that. Yeah, now you can see it like just going slightly blurry for a moment. And if we make this range go below 0, then while it's below 0, this won't be powered at all. So if we just make it a little lower, then there'll be more time when it's not actually doing anything. So actually want that to be up to 1. And then that down to the 0.6. And now, well, it's like below this line or something. It's not on at all. But then when it goes above, it's goes a bit blurry. You could always increase the effect to make it obvious. Yeah, and you can even turn up motion blur, which is when stuff in the world moves. Not sure how to demonstrate actually, but we can do it on the, where is it? There's a camera movement blur. So as we move the camera, the whole world kind of blurs out. So if we give that a tiny bit, that might be cool.